In the previous video, we had a look at computer architecture assignment 2. In this demo, we're going to look at your summative assessment. Now, let's look at the summative assessment. We'll check correctly, it's 2024. And in the summative assessment, I can see there's some additional information here, and this is available when before you submit on Learn, you need to fill in this academic integrity. So what does it say for the academic integrity here? Declaration. Please complete the academic honesty declaration below. Please note that your assessment will not be marked and you will receive 0 if you have not completed all aspects of the declaration. I have read the assessment rules provided in the declaration. This assessment is my own work. Very, very important. Honesty is important. Integrity is important. I have not copied any other student's work in this assessment. I have not uploaded the assessment question to any website or app offering assessment assistant. I have not uploaded the assessment question to any website or app offering assistance, right? This means I went and typed in the question into ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, you must give me the answer, and I'm going to use this answer. As I've said previously, if you're going to be using AI tools, use it intelligently. Use it to give you an idea of how to answer questions, but do not treat it as a valid source of information. You always need to fact check against your textbook. I have not downloaded my assessment response from a website. In other words, you use paraphrasing tools. I don't write it in my own words, but I take my friend's work, I put it in a paraphrasing tool, and I submit the work that came from the paraphrasing tool. Do not do that, okay? You do that, you get 0. I have not used any AI tool without reviewing, rewriting, reworking this information, and referencing any AI tools in my work. So if you are using it, you need to do all of this work, which is what? Review, rewrite, rework, and reference the AI tool. I have not shared this assessment with any other student. I have not presented the work of published sources as my own. I have correctly cited all of my sources of information. Referencing, remember, I've covered in an earlier video. My referencing is technically correct, consistent, and congruent. I have acted in an academically honest way in this assessment. It's my own work. I did it on my own. I might have gotten help from my classmates, from AI tools, from other places. Where I've done that, I've reworked it, reworded it, and I've given credit to the sources that I have used. Right, this section looks fairly familiar. We've seen it in the past 2 assessments. How many questions here? Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. So there's 5 questions in total, and it covers all 5 learning units. Remember, in total for this module, there are 5 learning units. Question 1. Again, we come back to learning unit 1, which is taking the computer apart and putting it back together. So 3 times we've seen taking this apart and putting it back together. Assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3. In assignment 1, we identified how to, what were the steps that were involved. In assignment 2, we wrote a report about how to accomplish this, taking the computer apart and putting it together for a new intern. This was done in the form of a report where we had to write an introduction, the topic, how to do it, and then a summary. Now let's see what they are talking about. In assignment 1, you were tasked to write a report on how to achieve the safety procedures, tools to use, environmental concerns when you're working on a computer system. For assignment 2, you further demonstrated your knowledge to your ICT manager, who has asked you to compile a tutorial that will be used by interns to understand how to assemble and disassemble a systems unit. After getting more experience in assembling and disassembling a laptop, your ICT manager gives you a task to create a how-to document on disassembly and assembly of the laptop. Now, this is a how-to guide. In the last one, you created a tutorial. How-to guide now is step by step. You're not familiar with how-to guides? Go and look at how-to guides on the internet, YouTube, etc. For the summative assignment, using an application of your choice, design a how-to guide on how you would assemble and disassemble a laptop. Application of your choice implies what? I can use Word, I can use PowerPoint, I can use any other tool to create a how-to document. Many tools are available on how to create infographics or how-to guides. So you will see what technology is there that I can use to create how-to guides. The how-to guide must use the following layout. Introduction and the purpose of the how-to guide, step-by-step on how to disassemble, step-by-step on how to assemble, and provide a brief conclusion. Okay? And then they're giving us now 3 marks for the introduction, 9 marks for the step-by-step on how to disassemble, step-by-step how to assemble is 9 marks, and a brief conclusion is 4 marks. So they want us to critically think about assembly and disassembly of a computing or systems unit for both laptops and for desktops, and to become familiar with the process of completing the assembly or disassembly of these components and devices. So in total, that was 25 marks. Question 2, case components. In assignment 1, you were tasked to choose between a desktop and a laptop as a birthday gift from your family. You selected a birthday gift that you had to identify 4 components that supported your choice and why you chose that particular gift, a desktop or a laptop computer. For example, if the family were to give me a gift, I would choose a laptop computer because it is portable, because I can use it in any location. With load shedding, I can work with the laptop even when there's no power, maybe for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, depending on the laptop that I have. You were tasked to write a report to show your knowledge in identifying the different components of a desktop or laptop. The report was to discuss the following questions for each component. Name and image of the component, description of the component, how the component works, and benefits of the component to the system. For assignment 2, you use the components you identified in assignment 1 to write a report and explaining how to troubleshoot each component and identify common computer system problems. For the summative assignment, you decided to upgrade the components identified in the assignment. Write a report on how you would upgrade each component by giving examples of features of the components, size, speed, etc. So here now, in assignment 1, I chose an Intel Core i7 processor. In assignment 2, I said, if this Core i7 processor has to malfunction or cause problems in the systems unit, What kind of problems would it cause, and how would I fix those problems? Now, in the summative assignment, what am I doing? The same CPU. If I need to upgrade that CPU, what would I do? Would I change my Intel Core i7 processor to a Core i9 processor, or will I change my Intel Core i7 processor from the 12th generation to the 13th generation? Okay, so this is the kind of decision I need to make for the summative assessment. For the summative assignment, you decided to upgrade the components identified. Write a report on how you would upgrade each component by giving examples of the features, size, speed, etc. Power consumption would be another factor here. Capacity, right, would be another factor here. So there's the mark allocation on how to upgrade each of the components. Moving on to question 3. This is on Learning Unit 3, supporting input-output devices. A computer usually has many types of peripheral devices that you would have probably troubleshoot at some point in your technical career. When this happens, always try the latest invasive and less expensive solutions first. The least invasive and least expensive. Least invasive means I need to do the minimum amount of changes to achieve the maximum amount of result. For example, try updating drivers for a graphics tablet before replacing it. Below are some of the problems you might face when troubleshooting video cards for which you need to provide solutions to, right, or solutions for. In this example here, if there's a problem with your graphics or with your display, the first thing they said, instead of replacing the graphics card, why don't you try changing the device drivers? What is the device driver? The device driver is software that tells the hardware how to work. It's software that tells the operating system how to communicate with a hardware device. It also acts as the interface between you, the user, and that hardware interface or hardware component. What are the video problems that they are speaking about? Error messages about the video appear when Windows starts. Games crash or lock up. When you first power up the system, you hear a whining sound. When you first start up the system, you see nothing but a blank screen. When you first start up the system, you hear a series of beeps. If you encounter any of these video-related problems, what is the cause of this video problem and how would you solve this problem? They've given us 2 marks for each of these video problems. Question 4 on Unit 4, storage devices. Error messages that are generated by hard drives during the boot can mean different problems generated from the hard drive. Below are some of the error messages. Provide a brief solution to each of the error messages. What are we talking about here? Storage devices. Which storage devices? Hard drives. Now, when I put the computer on, and if I get the following error messages that point to the storage device or the hard disk drive. The first one says OS not found. What is causing this problem, and what would I do to fix the problem? RAID is not found. RAID is when I have a stack of hard disk drives, redundant array of independent disks. So if I have multiple hard drives that are stacked together and I can't find them, how would I solve that problem? Invalid boot disk. It means I'm looking for the operating system, but I can't find the operating system, right? or sorry, I cannot boot from the current hard drive or what has been set in the boot order. Fix boot error, driver not recognized. So for these storage related problems, what is causing it and how would I fix it? 2 marks each for them. Then finally, question 5, which speaks about mobile devices. Learning Unit 5, mobile devices. A college is looking for 3 students who will represent them in a presentation competition. The college is meant to compete with 5 other brand tertiary education institutions. Each college has 3 main faculties, which are business, humanities, and ICT. Each faculty must select 1 representative to come up with a presentation. You, as an ICT student, are selected by your lecturer to come up with a presentation, and the topic is as follows. Present the common malware symptoms and solutions on mobile devices. Now, this is Learning Unit 5. We are working on mobile devices. What is this question asking me to do? It is asking me to come up with a presentation. What is the topic of the presentation? Present the common malware symptoms and solutions on mobile devices. What is malware? Malware is any software that is causing problems in your computing system. Mal is for malicious. It's intentionally used to create problems on your system. So examples of malware would be a virus, a worm, a Trojan horse, any of these that is doing what? Any of these pieces of software that is causing you not to be able to perform the ordinary tasks that you need to do with your computer or laptop. So in your presentation, now generally we've been using PowerPoint for our presentations. There's also other applications that you can use for presentations as well. And there's various AI tools that can be used as well. The presentation needs to include the following: an introduction, which is the topic, common malware symptoms. So what are malware symptoms? Your computer randomly reboots. Your computer is not responsive. Your computer is taking very long to do certain things. Apps are opening on their own. Information is being deleted. What are the solutions to those malware problems? Is it running antivirus software? Is it using a malicious software removal tool? Is there Windows features that's available that can mitigate the problem, prevent the problem from occurring, or fix the problem when it does occur? And then lastly, a brief conclusion. So here we can see now, question 5 on mobile devices, they had a look at what were malware problems that I could face, and I needed to do a presentation on these malware problems. Remember, malware is again faulty software or malicious software, software that is meant to cause computing problems. And examples of these would be viruses, worms, Trojan horses, etc. And that concludes the explanation of what is required from question 5 for your summative assignment for computer architecture.